Hey, man, what's up?
What are you doing, dude?
Just got out of work, hanging out, doing some research, listening to your tunes, and talking to you now. So how's everything?
It all sounds like a bunch of code. You really just got a blowjob, didn't you, you bastard?
How'd you know? You got a camera in here? You got a camera in here?
I know this gig. Don't tell me.
Shit. I'm glad my wife ain't home.
I'm done.
Good. So I was listening to some of the instrumental tunes and stuff like that that Hannah sent over to me, and
give me your honest feedback. No bullshit. What do you think?
Oh, it's great music. It's definitely great music. I mean, something I'm not into, but I kind of am into because that's what my daughter plays. What
does she play?
She plays the trumpet, she plays the flute, she plays the violin, she plays the guitar, she plays the keyboards, and she
Holy
sings.
Crap.
Dude,
sign her up. My God.
Yeah. And she's a good kid. She's an honor roll student, and I'm very proud of her. So, matter of fact, I called her in here because I was showing her pictures of you, and I says, I don't know about that instrument and stuff like that until I had to pay for one. Then I knew about it. They're not cheap.
Yeah, they can get up there. It's pretty ridiculous, that's for sure.
Yeah, because she wanted a silver one. I think it cost me $2,000.
Yeah, probably a pop is what I'm guessing. A Stradivarius?
Yeah, something like that. And I said, oh, whatever. If that's the only present she wants for Christmas, just get it for her, So
yeah, I know it.
I asked her. I go, what instrument is that? A trumpet? Is it, I don't know the difference between all them instruments. And she said, yeah, So yeah, I mean I enjoyed it listening to it, especially since my daughter, plays it and stuff like that. How'd you actually get into it? Because I know you're a drummer, so I didn't.
I got to tell you, everybody's asking me a very similar question, and the funny part is, I was playing trumpet and piano before I even learned drums. My mother was an accomplished classical piano. Her parents were the same. She went to music and art high school in the city, the same school that was featured in the movie Fame.
Right.
She went there, as a student. So she was total gung-ho classical training, blah, blah, blah. So even when I expressed an interest in drums very early on, I said, you can learn drums, but first you're going to learn piano. Because it's the fundamental, and here's the thing. She was really right. Piano is the fundamental instrument that and a lot of people don't understand this.
Right.
A keyboard, you can see all the notes in front of you. So basically all music has a visual reference from the piano that you don't get on any other instrument. In composing, it's such a huge advantage to have that visual reference that it truly, there's no other instrument like it. It really is the fundamental of music as a whole. So yes, learning it first is the right way to do it.
Right.
The problem, when you're 7 years old and you want to beat the shit out of a drum,
right.
Who the hell wants to play Mary Had a Little Fucking Lamb?
Yeah.
So that's the problem. that's the challenge, being tactful in your approach of getting your child to have a classical background, particularly when they're influenced by Van Halen, Kiss, and the like,
Yeah. Tell you the truth, even like when I started playing guitar, which I never finished, the first song was Mary Had a Little Lamb. It really was, and you're saying, oh, shit, I hate this.
Right, it certainly doesn't get you excited, even if you play it well.
Right,
It's like, great, you feel like an idiot. So, yeah, I think you got to be tactful in the manner in which you approach that sort of thing, and I think some people are less successful at it than others as far as making it exciting and making your kid want to do more.
Right.
I think that's the real key. It's to making them turn that page of the instructional booklet and get to something they're really excited about and saying, oh, here's London fucking Bridge.
Yeah.
So, it is a challenge, and I really did not dig playing piano back then, but now, 40 years later, I'm going, holy crap, I wish I could play piano better.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of funny the way that works, but that's the reality of it.
Wow.
And I at least had enough knowledge to play the keyboard to the extent that I can do orchestration, that if I need a cello sound, I could plug that in, play piano, now I can play cello.
Right.
Oh, now I can play a whole violin section. Oh, now I can play a brass section, low brass, low strings. I got synth sounds. I got choruses, So the idea of layering all the stuff together to make a symphony, it's pretty amazing. And a lot of people don't know. I also went to the University of Hartford Hart School of Music when I was still in high school. I got into an early acceptance program for excellence in music. Got to take real curriculum on a college level, and participate with some amazing kids from around across the country that really were on a big, much higher level musically. And to play with that caliber of musician, I mean, that makes you better. You know, you strive like you normally don't in a normal, high school setting. So to have that experience behind me, under my belt, it was such a huge advantage. It just pushed the envelope so far, and I learned so much. I recorded my first double album of classical music when I was a sophomore in high school. Wow. That was crazy.
Yep.
So it's pretty amazing stuff, and just haven't used it in so long.
Right, yeah, and it's called Christmas Miracle. It'll be coming out on Thanksgiving. How did you decide to pick the songs?
Well, it really came down to personal choice. It's kind of funny. First off, I didn't even plan on doing a Christmas record.
Right.
I had Ave Maria as an idea to do the song, and I never did a lead trumpet part before. I played trumpet as like background stuff in rock. On our second record here, I played trumpet on the song Nobody's a Hero. There's just some background stuff, like a couple of stabs get out, But to actually do a Kenny G kind of thing and play a melody line for a song as the lead voice, never did it.
Right.
So Ave Maria was the test track. I built the backing track and went over to Pete's house, Pete Lawrence, singer from Trixter.
Right.
He had a home studio. We went there and did the test to see how it would sound, because we both were like, this is a little weird, but let's try it. And we did it 2 minutes after recording half the song. We looked at each other and said, holy crap, this sounds really good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't used to mixing a classical song. I wasn't used to playing lead anything, except for a drum solo.
Right.
Yeah. So we really didn't know what the hell we were going to come up with. It was going to be a goddamn train wreck.
Right, yeah.
So, so just the idea of it, that it worked, we were like, holy crap. So now I had one song, and we looked at each other and said, well, now what the hell am I going to do? He says, well, why don't you put together a whole bunch of songs about a record? I'm like, oh, my God. I'm thinking Air Supply, Billy Joel, 70s, a couple of originals. Right. I said, by the time I get all that crap together, it'll be Christmas.
Right, yeah.
So I said, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Aha! Right. Now I have an idea. So it started like that, and I wasn't kidding. By the time I got all that crap together, it would have been Christmas, Right. So, but then I said, holy crap, there's an idea. I said, maybe just do a Christmas record. So we kind of laughed. Lamar Gus Scott Christmas album. They're like, and I said, wait a minute, that's not so funny. Let's fucking do it. So
Yeah.
That's what I did. So then it came down to like there's a million songs that are Christmas oriented. I thought to myself, what are my favorite goddamn Christmas songs?
Right.
And it sounds great, but dude, people don't think about it unless it's Christmas. If you're sitting by the tree with your sweetheart, or you go to Rockefeller Plaza to go see the tree lighting, and go down Fifth Avenue and crap like that.
Right.
There's a soundtrack to that, man. And you know what? It's like the most beautiful soundtrack you ever heard.
Right.
To have the love in the air, it's Christmas time, and when Silver Bells comes on, or like Silent Night, or songs of all time, it just rips my heart out every time I hear it.
Right.
So I took my favorite ones, and that's what I did.
Right.
It was selfish. I said, I don't like that one, I'm not going to do it. I want this one.
Cool.
I played Silent Night for about 20 years now, so I said, I got to do that one,
right.
And then I did this crazy, I'm the drummer guy, so I had to do Little Drummer Boy, right?
Yeah.
And I did that, and I put the dance beat to it. I put some heavy metal guitars on the end of that thing. I kicked that one in the ass.
Wow.
That's the most rockin', not to pat myself on the back and make, just because I did it, but all kidding aside, that is the most rockin' version of Little Drummer Boy I think you're going to hear with an orchestra.
Right, yeah.
So it's kind of weird, but man, even if nobody likes it, I love it. I really love the way it came out. I'm proud of the way it came out. I played 85% of the instrumentation on there, aside from the trumpet, all the orchestral background, stuff like, I'll give you an example, like Little Drummer Boy. I played everything except the electric guitar. Pete played the electric guitar. I suck at guitar, so I had him do it. But I played all the trumpet parts, all the string parts, all the synth parts, did the drum programming. Literally everything except for the guitar.
Right.
So, to give you an idea, here's another thing. People don't necessarily realize this. In a rock band, you got 4 guys. You got a guitar, you got bass, drums, vocals, and you do some overdubs, so you got a bunch of tracks at the end of the day.
Right.
Do you know how many tracks a song like Little Drummer Boy has on it, with a full orchestra and all the. I mean, it's you know, having the trumpet parts alone are on that song to make a trumpet section, and then the lead voice on top of it. Dude, to mix something like that is a goddamn nightmare. It's a complete, it's a pain in the ass. I mean, there's no pretty way to put it. It's a pain in the ass to get your handle on 50 tracks and mixing that. I mean, to make sure sonically you don't have any phase cancellation, to make sure that every part is heard but not over-dominated with another one to make the wall sound. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just stupid, you know? But the idea at the end of the day, you got something beautiful to listen to, you know, and I say this a lot. It's somewhat selfish as an artist. You want it to come out. You have this voice in your head. You have a feeling in your heart, and you want it to come out just the right way. You know, so you're not even thinking about anybody else but what you hear in your own head. It's not coming out right. I need it to sound like this. I need it. So you put that extra effort just to make it just right, so it satisfies your own internal whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're not slaving to anybody but yourself. And then once it's done, that's when you want to share it with the world, and you really hope you just touch one person. You do touch one person, then your mission in life is done. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So that's what I think with this whole project. It's like a labor of love. I teamed up with a charity, Hope for Kids International. They've been bringing aid to children all around the world since 1973. They do some amazing things. They dig wells in villages that have no water. They take children who lose their parents and find support for them. They took this guy, his parents were killed. They put him through law school. I mean, some wild, cool, next-level stuff. And the people that work there are, like, totally invested in what they do. They don't just push paper. They go to Uganda, and they make a difference for the kids. They sponsor the kids personally. They have a personal investment into what's going on there. And it's something I've never seen in any other charity. And I can't tell you, to align myself with them, to be part of what they do and support and blow a horn for their cause, dude, it is the most rewarding thing I've ever been involved with. Yeah, Hope for Kids International is truly something I believe in, and it brings such joy to do something around Christmas time. Come on, there's no better lock on the game, bro. This record is not just about me. It's about doing something more, about providing a soundtrack that makes the world a better place. And I think that Christmas time is the perfect time to echo that sentiment.
Cool. Now, when you play the trumpet, like at a memorial or you know, Washington or wherever you played for the military, you know, when you start playing, what's that feeling like when you see military, like, just watching you and stuff like that? Because my daughter, like I said, she played the trumpet, and out of our whole area, she was the one person that was picked to play taps at the Veterans Day a couple years ago. And I want to know what that feeling is like when you're asked, you know, can you play something at a memorial or something like that?
Dude, I'll tell you, you know, it's really funny. Your daughter was me 35, 40 years ago.
Wow.
Like, I'm not kidding. When I was a junior I was in junior high school, I was asked to play with the high school marching band. I guess I was a good player back then. So, at the end, I used to march in the parades. I did the Memorial Day parade, and I did the 4th of July parade. And after each parade, they would have a gathering on Memorial Day. It was Memorial Day. They had a setting in one place, and then there was a cemetery in Paramus, New Jersey. We would always play and do taps. And I was the one that was called to do it, just like your daughter. And I think they liked my tone. There's something about the tone that I did they liked. So the first time you're nervous. After the first time doing it, then it was like old hat, but I was doing it since I was like 14.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it started early for me, and then it just became a thing. And this was before I was even in Trixter. So, you know, it was like, you know, Mark, you're up. You know, it became like a regular hat kind of thing, you know, and it's an honor, dude. You know, I do it now because I've been doing it for 30-something freaking years. You know, and it's just, and aside from just being, you know, the thing that I've always done, there's a little more to it. When Trixter started playing, we got onto the big tours. We started playing Army bases. And, dude, let me tell you something. You know who are some of the rockinest, most motherfucking kick-ass fans in the world? Military.
Wow.
When they come home and you're there to rock their bass, they will fucking sacrifice something for you. They kick ass.
Wow.
They rip down the barriers. They want to rock harder than anybody. So, dude, let me tell you something. If anybody deserves respect and don't get it, It's military people, and they ought to be put on a goddamn pedestal for what they do and sacrifice so we can play rock and roll and screw around and enjoy the benefits of being a free nation.
Right.
Freaking people got to wake up, man. So the least I can do is at least blow a horn for the ones that gave their lives for all that we have. Right. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe it's the very least that I can do.
Right, yeah. So what are your feelings about, our presidency right now and stuff like what's going on?
About what's going on? Like say that again?
Our presidency and stuff that's going on.
Oh, I thought you said piracy.
No, I'm sure you know about that. People ripping off everything.
Well, I'll answer that in two parts. Number one, I was very fortunate to actually spend the better part of a day with our president, Donald Trump. And this was some time ago. He was the captain of a celebrity softball team, the New York All-Stars, and I got to play in Yankee Stadium with him, and we battled it out with the Hollywood All-Stars. Right. So it was the East Coast famous people versus the West Coast famous people. And I got to tell you, Mr. Trump was nothing but he was a sweetheart of a guy. Wow. He was just one of the fellas out there having fun and raising money for the American Cancer Society, making a difference. And if there was any one guy that could have walked around with his nose up in the air and everybody was beneath him, he was certainly the guy.
Right, yeah.
But you know what? He did not act that way one iota. Wow. We would hang out laughing. People were making jokes, and he'd be laughing about being the butt end of them and stuff like that. He was a good sport. He was a real nice fella. And you know what? He treated me like a person, like his pal.
Cool.
I had a catch with the guy at Yankee Stadium. We played ball together. It's pretty funny. I actually introduced Mr. Trump to Don Mattingly.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Yeah.
He was kind of, I got to say this, I hope he doesn't get mad, but it was me, Mr. Trump, it was Mr. Trump at the time,
right.
Not President Trump now, Regis Philbin and Gregory Harrison Gonzo from Trapper John M.D.
Right.
We were the nucleus. Whatever we did, everyone else followed.
Wow. So
we were walking around, just us four, and we're exploring the inner sanctum of Yankee Stadium, and we hear the sound in the distance. Like, hey, what the hell is that? Let's go check it out. Come on, guys. So we take a look, and we're looking around the corner. There's Don Mattingly warming up, smashing baseballs underneath the stadium. And so I go, hey, guys, you want me to go over and tell them that? They're like, no, don't bother him. Like they were like a bunch of little girls cowering in the corner.
Wow.
So I look over at them. Now, this is Trump and Regis. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, guys, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, no, I know it's Don Mattingly. He's a good baseball god and all, but, again, we got a little stature. Those guys have very huge stature.
Right.
To see them acting like that, I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. So I wait till Mr. Mattingly's done. He's coming out of his little cage we're smacking the balls. And I look over at the guys. I said, I'm going to go tell them that you're here. And they're like, no. I said, quiet. So I went over there. I said, Mr. Mattingly, excuse me, Mark from Trixter. Hey, Gus, how you doing? Oh, man, it's great to meet you. Listen, there's a couple of fans of yours over there. Do you mind stopping by to say hello? And he sees it's Trump and Regis. He looks at me like, what the fuck? So it was so funny, but I actually introduced him to to President Trump and Regis Philbin. Cool. And it was just very funny to see them acting like that. I mean, if anything, there are people acted like that to them. Right. You know what I mean?
Wow.
To see them in awe of the New York baseball gods, I thought that was one weird experience, man. But again, it shows humanity in them. They were really cool people. They were not. Again, if anybody had would be given a pass if they did act that way. But you know what? They didn't. They were true good people, and I can't tell you on a personal level how President Trump made such a positive impact on me that I truly treasure to today. Cool. Politically speaking, I don't know what to say. All bets are off. I think partisan politics has gone to such an extreme in this country that it's now a disservice to the country. Right. And I don't even know what's up. I wish I were more highly educated and paid a little more attention these days to how bad it is.
Right. Yeah.
And I think to make change for the better comes at such small strides, and it's really sad that that's the case. It really is.
Wow. So let's get on to some of the Trixter stuff. Are you guys going to still tour? Are you going to put out any new material? I saw the post on Facebook about whatever you got the post, on the Trixter official Facebook page and stuff like that. Can you tell me anything what's going on?
I'll be honest with you, I wish I knew more what's going on. I don't think anybody knows what's going on. This is a whole weird thing that even started up this whole Christmas Miracle project of mine. We were playing. Everything was rocking. We've been playing for the past 9 years almost now, I guess.
Right.
Since we put the band back together. And I got to tell you, in the past 9 years, we played some huge shows, things like M3 in Maryland, playing with Ted Nugent, freaking Cinderella, Poison, the band Boston, big shows, great time. Dude, we get to do it again.
Right.
How many people get to do that twice in their lifetime? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So, what an amazing run. All of a sudden, the two guys want to go do some extracurricular activities and do another project. That's great. So they go ahead and do that. Pete's got a couple of bands that he's playing with in Arizona area. So I'm sitting here by myself, well, what the hell am I going to do? And that's when I started getting on this whole trumpet project.
Right.
So I said, well, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to really freaking do it. So I made a goddamn solo record.
Right.
And, made a real deal Christmas album, which is something completely different than what Trixter's all about. So what's going to happen with Trixter? I really don't know. I mean, we're going to play. I mean, something's going to happen for sure. We have too much goddamn fun.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And the opportunities we've taken advantage of over the past decade, I mean, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, we put out 3 records in the past 10 years and played such huge shows. It's been the greatest time we've had. And not to mention, doesn't hurt the pocketbook, you know? So, I mean, I'm not complaining.
Right.
I think, and it's very funny. One thing that's always bitten me in the ass, someone says, oh, you're going to put out a new record? In an interview, I would say, nah, probably not for a while. 2 weeks later, we get a call from a record company. Hey, we're putting out a record. I'm like, I just did that interview.
Yeah.
So I learned from my mistakes. I ain't saying shit because it's going to change 2 weeks from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not kidding. But, dude, something's going to happen. And when it happens, we're going to blow it out on Facebook. You know all about it. We're going to come to your town and kick your fucking ass. And honestly, we just have too much time. We have too much fun with it. Too much fun.
Yeah. I mean, I stopped down PJ's solo show, which was really good. At it was called Mexicali at the time, but they changed the name since.
Oh, did they change the name? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they changed the name of that club. So I stopped down to see PJ for a little while. I mean, between me and Mark Ballo, my writer, I mean, I don't know how many times we saw you in Chicago.
I remember seeing you. I know. I remember you guys were at that the first show back we did at Dexter's, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Huh?
Yep.
That was a maniac night. Holy crap.
Wow. So, I hope everything just keeps on continuing.
From your mouth to God's ears, dude. I will be the first one to say it.
Definitely.
There's no one that wants Trixter to play more than me.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I can stand on, I am the one member of the whole band that has 100% attendance record for being in the band.
Right.
There's no greater priority to me than this band.
Right.
So, if anybody, honestly, I always said if it were illegal, I'd do it anyway.
Right.
I love to fucking play. I don't care whether you get paid for it or not. I just love to stand on stage and kick and beat the shit out of drums, have fun. And these guys are my brothers. You know how long we've known each other? We went to school together and grew up together before we even had the band.
Wow.
So, I knew Steve since he was like freaking 7, 8 years old. Like, I'm not kidding. We were in Little League together and shit, you know what I mean? He lived 3/4 of a mile away from my house.
Wow.
Pete, he lived a half mile away the other direction. It was ridiculous. We literally lived, we all grew up together.
Right, yeah.
So, if the squabble was a bullshit. Dude, same thing happened when we took our break. We had a little squabble falling out bullshit, but it's all bullshit.
Right, yeah.
We'll come around. It's all, you get in a fight with your spouse or something. That bitch, oh, bitch, man. And then what happens? I love you. I love you. You know?
Cool.
Well, it's all good, but, man, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I don't know. It's kind of funny also. It's growing up. I've seen changes in so many people. Like for instance, even this whole rock and roll thing. Right. We played with Poison back in '91. Then we played with them just 8 years ago and last year and stuff like that, playing with Brett and Poison. You know what? She changes as people. In other band members, stuff like that. When we had our first show back at Rocklahoma in 2007, 2008, I had breakfast with Kelly Keegi, the singer from Night Ranger, the drummer singer from Night Ranger, guys from Extreme, guys from Night Ranger, guys from Warren, and to see the difference over 20 years and how people grow. Right. It's really interesting. It's really cool. You never expect to see that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I thought I knew this guy, but that guy changed a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you take that, you multiply it by 4 personalities in rock and roll, alcohol, divorce, marriage, holy crap. So there's a lot of factors that play into the whole goddamn thing. But at the end of the day, you know what? I love these guys. And they don't want to admit it, but they love me too. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So, it's all good, dude. It's always some bullshit, but again, it's break. We do our own projects, and we'll always come back together. It's all good.
Cool. Well, Mark, Christmas Miracle comes out Thanksgiving, and congratulations. Hope everybody enjoys it, and at least give it a chance. Everybody give it a chance and check it out when it comes out. And Gus.
You know what it is, dude. I don't even want people to buy it. I'm one of the few guys I said, instead of farmer, don't buy my record. All right, I'll say that plain, big bold letters in all caps. Don't buy my record.
Okay.
Go to my website, markgusscott.com, and listen to the free samples. I just want people to like it, because it is not a rock record. I mean, flat out, it's not, and a lot of people misinterpret it. It's not a rock and roll record. It truly is a Christmas album.
Right.
When you're decorating the tree and you're with the kids and you're doing the presents, it is the perfect soundtrack for the most beautiful time of year to share with your family. That's really what it's all about.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot, Gus. And would you like to say anything to fans out there before we end?
Well, one thing I always say is thank you. I think a lot of people lose sight of that sort of thing. And I look at it a little differently personally than most people. I know what it's like to wait in line for the ticket. I know what it's like to pay for parking. I know you got to walk for that parking, God knows how far, just to get to your goddamn seat. And then the ticket barcode gets all fucked up. They won't let you in. You go to will call. The ticket's supposed to be waiting for you there. Oh, we can't find them. Please hold. Just standing out in the cold, waiting to get in the goddamn show. The whole thing's a fucking pain in the ass. You waited 3 months for this damn band to come to your town. And I know how it bothers you. It aches at you until the lights go fucking down and you guys start kicking fucking ass. Well, let me tell you something, pal. I am in tune with that because I was that guy waiting in line. I know what it's like for my favorite band to come to town. And when those lights go down and you guys are cheering for us, God fucking bless you. I can't tell you how that knocks me the fuck out every time I do it. And that's why we keep doing it today. So thank you. I appreciate it. I wish everybody out there a very Merry Christmas, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
See you later, Mark.
You rock, brother. I really appreciate it. RockEyez, baby.
See you later, man.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon. Later on.
Bye-bye.